Hi, this is Bruce, and ever wondered how you go from a design idea to a mobile first and responsive website? Let's check it out. And in this video, what I'm going to do is go from my Figma design or my Figma planning into creating a semantic HTML website and then making it responsive. So let's take a look at my Figma page. I've got my planning page. So this is something like what you guys should have. So you can see here I've got my description, what it is I'm trying to do, plus some notes on animations. Later on, when we do the modal, I'll add some notes on the pseudocode, how I expect to get the modal working. And then I've gone through and I've looked at some sites, some colors, and I should actually note down what I like about them. But this one I like the nice clean look and how it looks in mobile with nice size photos and images. This one I think the gallery looks good with things right on top and cards. I like the color scheme of this one, I think, with oranges and blacks, although I might tone it down a little bit. Here's another gallery that I grabbed. Has some stuff. I kind of like the look of this and the text and things like that. And so what I did was I put together a bit of a layout here, and that I kind of liked, and then put together kind of a mock-up of how they might go together. And I've done a similar kind of thing here. Again, just kind of creating a layout that maybe works for this. And then I've also grabbed 24 photos, actually 25, I think, that I thought might look good together in a gallery. I've got some wildlife, some landscape, some kind of urban, not really street photography. I guess a bit of street photography, some portrait. Anyway, so a mix of things. Some focusing on light, some focusing on subject, and things like that. So hopefully that'll be good. So if I was to do it on this one, you can see I've got nav, and then I will do here. I will do header, and let's make that a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. So I've got header, and then here I'll have an H1. For the gallery title. And then for the actual galleries, I'm going to use figures in a book, so images in a book. Inside that, I'm going to put an image. So I'm using kind of Emmet code here to make it easy to follow. And I'm going to add a fig caption to each one. Captions can be important because they give us let me just line these up a little bit. We can use captions because people will read captions right away in order to kind of tell a story. These will all be the same. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to wrap these up in a section. Right, so the whole gallery is going to be a section, and in fact, I will label that gallery so it makes it easier for me to select them. So I'm going to use section, and the thing is going, or the ID for that section is going to be gallery for other sections. Down here, this will be, I guess this is a footer nav here, and then kind of a larger one. I guess I'll use article or section for this as well. So let me just grab this. Section, and then I don't know. It's not really a footer. Well, maybe I'll put it in the footer. So I'll do footer, section, and then have a footer nav at the very bottom. So here I can put kind of information, and then here I can put links. And I can maybe make this fixed or float down to the bottom, or make this one fixed or float up to the top. We'll see how that goes. So in my file, I should have a nav. And then inside, and then below that, I should have a header, then an H1. Here, the idea is I'm going to put a featured image. Maybe eventually I'll put the title kind of right on top of that image or something like that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's kind of my plan, looking at from that I've come up with in Figma. So now I'm going to go over and code that in HTML. So in my Web2 folder, I've created a project called Gallery Project. Maybe I should say Gallery Project 1 or whatever. I've collected all my images. I've got two versions of them. I've got the large versions of the images. So these are all about 1600 pixels. Well, they are exactly 1600 pixels on the long side. So usually the width, and then whatever the proper perspective is. I've purposefully used different ones with different perspectives. And then I've got thumbnails that are 400 pixels on the long side. Oh, where is that one? And you can see I do have some that are 400 pixels tall versus wide. So these ones should be somewhat smaller in size, like 98K, versus the big ones are all around 100K, sometimes even over a megabyte. But we'll see. So what I want to do, first of all, is just do a bang, and we'll get our doc type going here. I'm going to put Bruce's gallery. And then I said here I wanted a nav. And inside my nav, I'm going to have, 3, 4 links. I'll just put 3 for now. 3 links. And then you can see it's expanded that. And I'm just going to format this a little bit better. So Control D, go back and hit Enter, go back to here and hit Enter. I guess Norton B, and then, Figma, and then 582 multi.media. So there's Norton B. There's 582.multimedia. And here's my Figma. Okay. So below my nav, I said I was going to put a header. And inside my header, I want to put an image. I might change this to CSS, like a background image or something like that. And that should be good. And I put spaces, so header, image, and then that should be good like that. And then below that, I said I was going to put a section. I was going to call that gallery. And then inside my gallery, I'm going to put a figure, and I want 24 of them. And then inside the figure, I'm going to put an image plus a fig caption. And if I hit expand, now we should be able to see that I've got a whole bunch of figures, 24 figures. So I've got 24 figures, and inside each of those figures, I've got an image, and then I'm going to be adding fig captions. So I'm just going to go into images, and then thumbnails, thumbs 400. I don't know why I have 2, and put 1. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to go. So here are my thumbnails. I'm going to copy these. So I'm copying the thumbnails, but if I paste them into a new file in Visual Studio Code, and then I select all the JPEGs, go to the end, hit enter, and then, so now I've got them each on their own line, which is kind of cool. And now I'm going to, I only need the the images, thumbs, and then the actual name of the thing. So I'm going to select all this and delete those. So now I've got all 2025 photos. And then Control Shift left arrow to select those 19 selections. Copy C, Command C to copy. So I'm just going to paste this and see if it works. And it does. So you can see by pasting it, I've got a different number for each image, and that should work. And now if I go check it online, so it's gallery project, and nothing shows up. And it's because Web2 gallery JPEG. Images, thumbs 400. Let me just go thumbs 400, make sure I upload this folder. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now you can see we've got our page, or at least it's starting to come together. But obviously the images are not the proper size, and we don't really have a title and stuff like that. So let's go and fill this stuff in. And if you're wondering how to fix all the problems with this site, tune into the next video where we'll focus on some CSS.